Chelsea end their 2021 to 2022 Premier League campaign in third place after seeing off Watford at Stamford Bridge. Watch until the end of this review to hear all of my thoughts on today's match. Hello people, welcome to my channel, welcome to another video. This is my review of the match that took place earlier on today at Stamford Bridge in the Premier League between Chelsea and Watford, which Chelsea ended up winning by 2-1. So what I'm going to do for you guys in terms of this review is that firstly, I'm going to run you guys through the lineup that Thomas Tuchel fielded at the start of today's match against Watford. I am then going to give you guys my thoughts on the match itself, and yes, I'll be breaking it down into the first half and the second half, or I shall say my thoughts on the first half and my thoughts on the second half. And as well as this, I'll be giving you guys the positives and the negatives that I took from the match. And lastly, I'll be giving you guys my thoughts on our Premier League campaign as a whole. So without further ado guys, let's get straight into this review. So we shall begin by taking a look at the lineup that was fielded at the start of the match by Thomas Tuchel, and of course we're going to kick things off by talking about the formation that he chose for today's lineup against Watford, or today's starting lineup against Watford I shall say. But yes, it was a 3-4-3/3-4-2-1, and in terms of the personnel that Thomas Tuchel decided to go with, he went with Edouard Mendy in goal. The back three was made up of Cesar Azpilicueta, who was stationed in the right centre-back position, Thiago Silva in the centre of the back three, with Antonio Rudiger in the left centre-back position. So that was the back three that started today's game against Watford. In terms of the midfield four, and of course I'm including the two wing-backs, it was Reece James who was in the right wing-back position. The two central midfielders were N'Golo Kante and Saul Niguez, with Kennedy in the left wing-back position. So that was the four. And in terms of the front three, it was Mason Mount in, It was Hakim Ziyech in the right forward position, Kai Havertz up front, and Mason Mount in the left forward position. So that is the lineup that Thomas Tuchel fielded at the start of today's match against Watford. Now I am going to run you guys through my thoughts on the match, and yes, we're going to begin by getting into my thoughts on the first half. And I have to say that Chelsea made an absolutely brilliant start to the match. They went after Watford right from the off, and they put them under lots of pressure and created some good chances. Kennedy did do really well down the left hand side. He was linking up with Mason Mount really well, and we did create some good opportunities. Mason Mount had one, Kai Havertz had one. Those are just a couple that I can name. But yes, we did look really good in the early stages of the match. And in terms of the goal that was scored by Kai Havertz, I have to say it was a brilliant goal. It was certainly a brilliant move that led to what was a simple finish for Kai Havertz. But yes, Kennedy got the ball down the left-hand side and he drilled it in to the box for Kai Havertz, who just tapped it home with his weaker right foot. But with how close he was to the goal, he couldn't miss. But yes, it was a great goal and a deserved goal. But yes, after that, I have to say that we did create some more opportunities, but Watford did get into good positions themselves and they caused us quite a few problems. But thankfully, we were able to deal with them. But yes, in terms of chances that we had after we got the goal, Kai Havertz had a couple of other chances where he just couldn't get the ball into the back of the net. And that was the only thing that was missing, because he really did do well to get into the position and collect the ball after the balls were threaded to him. But yes, in terms of the chances that he had, one of them saw him get the ball in the box after it was passed to him on the ground, but he could only hit the ball at the goalkeeper and he should have done better. But it was a good chance. Another chance he had was in the dying seconds of the half, where again the ball got passed to him. I think it was Kennedy who passed the ball to him. Don't quote me on that one. but he got the ball um, in an advanced position and he could only hit the bar. That was very unlucky, and it would be harsh for me to say that he should have done better given that he was only inches away from scoring, let alone hitting the target. But yes, great chances for him. Mason Mount also had a header, but he got it completely wrong. I think he was blinded by the sun. Gonna, I'm not gonna lie. He should have done better, despite the sun. It goes without saying, but um, that was another chance, and that's not me using the sun as an excuse. It's me just repeating what was said on commentary. It was me repeating what the commentator said, but regardless of that, he should have done better with that. It was a glorious chance. But yes, we had some good chances in the first half. Watford did have some chances of their own, but I thought we defended pretty well in the first half and overall deserved to go into the interval with the advantage. But the second half now, I have to be honest, Watford made a good start to the second half. They put us under pressure. They essentially started the second half the way they played in the middle of the first, if you like. But yes, um, they did have some good chances in the second half, or at the start of the second half, I shall say. One of them saw one of their players get into the box and fire a shot towards goal, but thankfully it um, didn't threaten Edouard Mendy too much. But yes, they did continue to pile on the pressure until um, around about the 55th minute, where the game sort of slowed down and we just took control of the ball. Ross Barkley did end up coming on, and he had some good chances as well. Well, I say chances, but he had some half chances, mainly shots from distance. He had a shot from distance where he could only curl the ball off target. It was a good try from him, and it was unlucky. Mason Mount also had a shot from distance, but he couldn't hit the target. But yes, we did have some good um, opportunities towards the 3/4 mark of the match, and we just didn't make the most of them. And in the dying minutes, Watford got the equaliser. Um, but before I talk about one of the opportunities that we had came through Kai Havertz, where the ball was passed over the top to him, but he couldn't get a clean finish, or he couldn't strike the ball cleanly as he was put off by the Watford defender. And I have to say it was good defending from them. They did actually defend well um, for a fair portion of the second half, and I have to give them credit for that. But yes, Dan Gosling, the goal he scored, I'm sorry, I've seen this too many times, but um, Adam Messina came on for them and he got the ball down the left hand side and he was in acres of space. He had the freedom of West London when he got the ball there, and he had all the time in the world to put the ball in, and he did exactly that. And whoever was marking Dan Gosling, not good enough. But yes, Dan Gosling managed to peel off of his marker and head the ball into the back of the net. Edouard Mendy, no chance. Um, when you head the ball back where it came from, you give the goalkeeper next to no chance of saving it, and that's exactly what Dan Gosling did, and that was what made it 1-1. But thankfully, um, before I get into what I was going to say there, um, at that point, I thought we were going to drop more points at home, but thankfully, Ross Barkley's persistence paid off, and he got the winning goal with minutes to spare, or seconds to spare, I shall say. But yes, or minutes to spare, whichever one you guys want to go with. But it was a brilliant Reece James cross that saw Ross Barkley head the ball into the back of the net. Yes, slightly fortuitous in the sense that it took a massive a massive deflection off of the goalkeeper, who probably should have saved it, but they all count, and I'm glad that it went in because um, it would have been it would have been I don't even know what word I should use for this, but it would have been painful if we dropped points in today's game. But thankfully we got the win, and overall I have to say that with the amount of chances we generated compared to the amount of chances Watford generated, and of course the amount of chances we actually took compared to the amount of chances Watford took, we deserve to win. Yes, um, Watford did play better in the second half, and we did coast for large parts of the second half, but I still think that we deserve to win today's game. But that's it for my thoughts on the 90 in terms of the positives and the negatives that I took from today's match. Um, Two positives, one negative, and the first of two positives is that we controlled large parts of the game. I've already touched on this, so I'm just going to leave it as that. The second of two positives that I took from today's match is that we got the job done. Um, to be fair, this was pretty much a nothing game. We didn't have to win, but of course, um, we wanted to end the season on a high. So thankfully, we did exactly that, and we got the job done against a Watford side that will be going to the Championship next season. But yes, I digress. We got the job done, and that's the second of two positives. Sadly, there has to be a negative, and it's an obvious one. The defending for the goal. I mean, to allow Adam Messina to have that much space, and to allow Dan Gosling to peel off of the defense in the way he did, not good enough. Hopefully next season, this changes or starts to change, because this is one of the reasons why we finished in third place and not in a position where we actually threatened to win the title. And I'll get into the title winners in a second. But yes, that's it for my thoughts on the match. Do drop your thoughts down below and I'll do my very best to respond. As always, let's move on. Now I'm going to give you guys my thoughts on our Premier League campaign as a whole. But just before I do so, I'm just going to say congratulations to Manchester City on winning the title. Um, Thoroughly deserved. They were easily the most consistent team, and the table shows it. Yes, they were run close by Liverpool, who do deserve a lot of credit for their season as well. But Manchester City were definitely deserved winners of the Premier League title, so congratulations to them. But in terms of my thoughts on our Premier League campaign, it's a bit of a funny one because we started off so well. We were extremely consistent at the start of the season, but then around about the time where we drew 1-1 at Stamford Bridge against Manchester United and suffered a 3-2 defeat at the London Stadium against West Ham United, that was where our season started to derail, or our Premier League title um, chase started to derail, or did derail, I shall say. But overall, um, with the fact that we've had so much going on and off the pitch, I am really happy with the fact that we've managed to secure a place in the Champions League for next season, and um, have sort of made a claim that we can challenge based on the fixtures we've had against the top two this season. Yes, we did suffer two defeats against Manchester City this season, but against Liverpool, we did have two draws and we arguably should have won both of them. But anyways, in terms of the overall season, and I know I said I know I didn't say I was gonna give you this, but I might as well. In terms of the overall season, for me, it's been a good season. We've won two trophies. Having said that, though, we will have to do more next season, because the two trophies that we won this season, um, we won't be able to win next season because of the fact that the two trophies that we won this season were as a result of us winning the Champions League last season. So hopefully, we're able to kick on and win some more trophies. But yes, for me, overall, it's been a good campaign. Yes, we fell short and didn't get the prize that we wanted, but we still finished in the Champions League places. So that's good. But we do need to build on it next season. That is it for this review. I hope you enjoyed it. Again, congratulations to Manchester City on winning the Premier League title. Um, that is it for this review, and that is it for the season. I'll see you all very soon. I'm out of here. Peace.